You are listening to Those Casual Reds with Casey Gayle, Jeremy Sanchez, and Mikey Douglas, only on LA Talk Radio.
So you know the deal. It's time for Those Casual Reds with Casey Gayle on LA Talk Radio.
Yes, we there. It's another week of Those Casual Reds show. Let's get the sponsorship out of the way. We're brought to you by Balorian, Manukian, and Gideon. BMS is the law firm, one of the finest law firms in the state of California, nationwide, as far as I'm concerned, because they did beat the federal government one time, which is incredible. Call them at 747-444-4444. They got a fully staffed bunch of paralegals, some of the most brilliant minds I've seen in my life. They get it done. They've handled some of my family members, my roommate, mad people. They're great. They're into the tough cases. Call them. Check their Yelp. Check them on, what's other stuff you can check people? Yelp and what else?
Google.
Their ratings are A+, all the way around, 98% success rate. BMS is the law firm. All right, let's bring Bandito in here. Cheese's helicopter just landed. The security just cleared him. He'll be in a minute. How's everybody doing? The Premier League is over. It's officially over. Bandito, how you doing in your neck of the world?
Doing good. Thanks, everyone, for tuning back in or giving a listen. If it's your first time listening, this is a spot to be on a Tuesday night.
Especially for stateside Reds. We got to claim that title. That's who we are. We got to claim it. My man, Jerm, what's with the word?
Hey, what's up? It's good to be back from vacation, at least coming back to a W. Looking good. Looking forward to this weekend, actually.
Yeah, it was a funky vibe this week. You know, the pub I was at, everybody was very joyous. It's almost like we didn't play in a way. I mean, we were happy with the win. We were happy with what we saw. We didn't see anything tactically to take us home and be like, that's what's going on. But it's just basically our season in a nutshell. You know, it's just we're going to play for one moment. It was going to be the FA Cup. But like I said, the Premier League is over. We finished in a strong 8th. We're solid 8th. City won the Prem again. This is their fourth time in a row. It was a weird thing. We didn't really, I think we were just. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel about City. I ignore them. I don't act like they exist. They're not a thing to me. So whatever they do, I'm not bothered. I think it's more of a black eye in the Premier League. But Bandito, what'd you take from this Premier League? Just put it in a nutshell. How'd you feel about? You could say how we did, how everything went.
Yeah, it was a big underachievement from United, especially after the overachievement from the previous season. It was bad on the eyes. It was bad statistically, and they say you're only as good as you are on the table, and we look like a mid-table team. It was disappointing. Disappointing in some of the players, the year they had, a little disappointed in the manager, and no European football unless we win the FA Cup and go to Europa League, in which that will kick Newcastle out, and Chelsea will go into Conference League. But overall, it was disappointing, not good enough. There were some very good moments, just a few of them. The Garnacho Chileno at Everton away was an outstanding moment. Kobe
and you guys witnessed that.
Yeah, I was there in the away end. Fantastic. You could follow United for 10 years, home and away, and never see a goal like that. So I was fortunate enough to be at that match. And of course, Kobe Mainoo, a bright spot in the season. His fantastic goal against Liverpool. And then the moment of the season in the FA Cup against the Bin Dippers, Ahmad's goal. Yeah, it was limbs. That was probably the highlight of the season for most Reds.
Was that mine? Yeah, it has to be the highlight because
Yeah,
I
that's
was so
one of the
petty after
highlights.
that match with the Scousers. Oh, it was incredibly petty. It wasn't even. I enjoyed it a little bit too much. Cheese, Wagwan, you're there.
What's up, Cheese? Welcome in. They let you in at the last minute, right?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Your paper.
So I just want to say about the season 2, I'm pretty much almost like you kind of nailed it, Bandito. It's a very underwhelming season compared to what we were expecting from last season to this one. Very underperforming from the players. The only bright spots, like you said, is the youth, Garnacho and Kobe Mainoo coming onto the scene, bursting onto the scene. Wasn't it that goal against Wolves, right? Was it that footwork he had?
Goal.
Yeah, that's kind of when he just let everyone put on notice, right? That I'm not just someone that can hold back out here as a CDM or as a box-to-box, but I can actually hold my own up front. Yeah, he's a baller. So those are the highlights for me of the season. Other than that, we can just do away with it. And about City, forget those plastic fans. I got no respect for those fans.
It's 4 in a row, though.
4 in a row with cheating.
It's 4 in a row, Cheese. You don't respect that?
No one else has done it. I give them their props. It is what it is. I give them their props. It is what it is.
You do give them their props?
It's 4 in a row. No one else has done it. So for that reason, like, there's your props until they get stripped or penalized or anything. I'm just like, yo, props. Like, you played good ball. You have 4 in a row. No one else has done it. Kudos.
Bandito, you about to say something?
Yeah, I kind of see City like I see Sheffield United. You know, they're just kind of picked and we can buy that team and and make them make them winners. I obviously dislike very much Arsenal and the Bin Dippers, but to their credit, they are teams that were organically made through their success.
Facts.
Over the years.
Yeah.
Right. Fantastic managers, great players, and some real battles with United, especially, Arsenal in the 2000s. And so if that's, if that's the way, this new model, the multi-team, the sugar daddy money, I don't think it's good for the league. And you can see in the points difference how many points the drift, right? So it used to be if you got 40 points, you were safe from relegation.
Yeah.
Now teams are getting like 20 points. The same teams that came up are the same ones going down. It's less competitive, and it's not good for the league. All the concentrated money at the top is not good for the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a stain on the Premier League. This is the one thing I wish that Americans were running is the Premier League, because they would punish anyone who cheated. City did is they stole legacy. They stole glory. The fact that they were able to get a treble, to me, is disgusting. I think it's embarrassing that the Premier League, you come down heavily on the Evertons and on these smaller clubs. Fine, cool. But City has been cheating since 2008. Since this ownership's been there, they've cheated. So for me, that's part of the business plan. They never tried to do it organically or do it right. You see teams like Newcastle, they got all the money in the world. They can spend cheese if they wanted to. They got more money than City, but they are going by FFP rules. City isn't. They've been doping. They've been allowed to get away with it. And I think the only way you could punish them, to me, is if you deduct points and relegate them and all that stuff. But what I'm hearing is they're going to end up buying their way out of this shit.
As usual.
Yeah. Isn't that what they did in the UEFA?
Well,
For the
UEFA
Champions
was
League?
statute of limitations.
Oh,
So what happened is City delayed the whole process, like we know. So by the time they wanted to take it to court, it's too late. But Premier League has no such. So they gave it to this independent, arbitrator, the independent group, they're going to rule on it. But the Premier League has set precedents by punishing Everton, deducting points for their violations. So hopefully, I'm praying that the football gods are going to punish City. Just the fact that because we got to keep it 100, y'all. They're not going to strip titles.
And that's the part that sucks. That's the part that sucks. That like after the fact, what are you gonna do? You can't take the titles away. It's almost like the Reggie Bush thing. You saw what you saw with your eyes. It's not like you can just strip them from the titles after, right? That's
But they were cheating.
yeah.
I don't know if Reggie Bush was cheating.
No,
City was cheating. Like,
Yeah, Reggie Bush.
yeah. I know what you're saying.
Go
It's just
ahead,
what you
man.
see.
Yeah, you're right. What is a realistic, punishment if anything? And one more point on, this all started with the Chelsea, right? But
Oh yeah.
to Chelsea's credit, their fan base they've always been a very good supported fan base, right? In central London, and they've always, even though they haven't, they didn't have a lot of success, and they were a cup team, stuff like that. They were always a well-supported club even before their success, and then of course they've gone worldwide since then, which wasn't the case with City. It was they were just the noisy neighbors, little city, who everyone beat up on for a laugh. So that's another thing that's like, because of the global exposure to Premier League, it's like you said, they're plastic fans, or you can tell they've never followed football before 2008.
Yeah, it's a different group of fans. Did you see? They played Villa, and Villa was singing "Champions of Europe." We know who we are, or something like that. I mean, only at City's ground they allow some stuff like that. I want to give props to Pep. I think he's a good boss. But when you're allowed to pick and choose and throw away players, and 6 guys on the bench will make 100 and not be bothered by it, it's doping. It's doping. So that's how I feel about City. They won it. I don't care. As long as the Scousers didn't win it, that's what I was on, really. Their year has been comical at best. But let's not get into them.
Big up Jurgen Klopp though for keeping man like Pep honest and like at least challenging for the title. Peace out.
Pep, his numbers are crazy. His numbers are crazy. But like I said, I don't respect it. I respect the Liverpools and the Arsenals, like my man Mandito said, because they did it organically. One thing that's hilarious though is Arsenal coming up short, but
Again, coming up short.
Yeah, the last
2
minute.
years in a row.
See all those memes of that?
Woo, 2 years in a row.
If trying hard gets you a trophy, you seen all those? Yeah, it's horrible.
I see
That.
them lifting empty trophies, gas tanks.
Yeah,
And I hate those Tottenham fans, those bottlers that.
Go ahead, Bandito.
One of the highlights, and this is sad, I'll admit it, but one of the highlights of the season was hate watching. There was that week where like the Scousers went out of Europe, Arsenal went out of Europe,
we were some
City went out of Europe, and that was like hate watching was like that was the best week for us.
It was.
Yeah.
Where's Petty?
You on your
It was some pettiness.
You're on your I hate the way that they walk, all that stuff. Yeah.
So in all the rubble in the Premier League madness, Manchester United won a match. We beat Brighton. It was 2-0. Second half was pretty decent, I guess. We were watching that match, and everybody was saying, "Okay, so this is a FA Cup prep."
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, so he's starting Casemiro at the center back. I was concerned. Is he going to break up the center back pairing? But when I saw Varane play, I was a little bit more comfortable. So I feel like we're going to have a decent. I feel confident. I don't know how y'all feel, but I don't know. We're going too far on FA Cup. Let's talk about Brighton.
Let's talk about the game first, right?
I'm sorry.
Let's get your takes on the game.
Yeah.
Cheese. Hey, it was refreshing to win. Because I had Brighton spanking us when we were doing predictions before. I totally had, I think I did 3-0 Brighton. So I was happy to be wrong. We didn't play very well. It was a Brighton B team. They like a lot of their first teamers were injured, but we got the result. That's that's the only business I really care about is like results. So happy with the win. Happy to not be stressed out by Manchester United on the last day of the season. Like that shit was refreshing.
Yeah.
Like I'm in a good place.
Yeah.
Thank you, United.
Yes, it's the same. Just happy to see the players out there and the ones that did play did not get injured. I'm happy that
When Martinez
Lisandro.
grabbed his leg the one time, though,
it kind of had your heart stop right for a
I lost
second.
my shit.
Yeah, but it was good to see him out there and just play. He didn't look 100%, but it's good just to get him out there.
The goal scorers, our player of the season, Delo,
yeah.
and freaking Rasmus, like good goals.
Yeah,
Like,
since the media went on a little questioning Rasmus thing, he's been putting in goals.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it was good to see the fact that you kind of see what you see throughout the season, right? Garnacho always being that threat on either flank, right?
Yeah.
Left or right.
Yeah.
I hope Amrabat, this is getting a little too far ahead, right? Does not start in the FA Cup final.
He had a stinker.
He had a stinker, right? Other than that, it was glad to see the guys out there just kind of prep, get ready, stay healthy for the final.
What'd you take from it, Bandino?
I think that Brighton was mentally enjoying the sunshine on the beach of Brighton. It looked a lot better in the first half. Second half, it was, there was a stroll in the park for them, and United didn't look great, but did enough to win the game. Some good individual play. Yeah, it was good to see, players that hadn't played get a good run out and get some minutes. We played a 4-2-2-2. It was almost like an old school 4-4-2, right?
Yeah.
With sometimes McTominay would be the furthest attacker. But it was good. It was the last couple of games have been encouraging. I think I know Amrabat didn't have a good game, but the two before that, he's been fair and offered a little more resistance through the through the midfield. So we'll see if he plays there or Casemiro plays there. A lot of people say that De Zerbi sets his team up similar to Pep. Possession based and loads of passes and all this beautiful football and all that. So it'll be interesting to see, how do we set up and how do we try to solve the problem that is, City's possession. But the game, it was two good goals and the 3 points.
Yeah, I was happy with it. Honestly, it was so festive where I was at. I don't think even if I'm gonna be real. There's some moments I don't remember what the hell was going on. There's a lot of drinking games going on. It was insane, but everybody was festive. But the whole thing is now the FA Cup. What do you guys think? Does Eric Ten Hag have some choices now? What lineups? What do you feel? He's got a lot of options.
Yeah. You want to go first?
I just had a question.
Go ahead.
Can we start Varane and Martinez, or are they not match fit ready?
That
was my question too. Like, so was that to get him minutes because he's going to start in the final? Is he going to pair them up together in the final?
Because your question is like who his options, right? All I'm saying is play your best options.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can pair those two at center back and get Casemiro out of there, please, no brainer.
But then if you get Casemiro out of the center back position, do you start Casemiro as a CDM?
It's between him and Amrabat next to Manu. If those two start at the back.
Bandia, what you thinking? The big question, I truly believe that Varane and Martinez are going to be the center back pairing.
I hope so.
The question is,
great.
What Casemiro are we going to get? Because he's going to start Casemiro.
Word.
Casemiro came out, did an interview saying that he was dealing with injuries and he understands all the criticism, and he said he loved the club. So he didn't ignore that he's been playing bad. So I feel like this. I would start Casemiro.
Casemiro Mano. Yeah,
Mano, what? Mano's a starter. What are you talking
that's
about?
what I'm saying. But starting those two in like CDM,
Yeah.
Casemiro and Mano, not Amrabat.
No.
Okay.
I wanted to fight for Amrabat, but this game brought me back to reality.
Yeah.
Casemiro's a better long ball passer and overall better passer.
He's a
anyway.
horrible long ball passer right now.
Oh my!
There was
But
there was a few
that I
passes
saw
in
it.
this game where he put it out there, and I was like, okay, I see.
That was him to Delo.
Yeah, exactly.
That was him to Delo for that goal.
There's a lot to play for this FA Cup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bandito? I think this is a lot to play for. First of all, we can fuck over Newcastle. They'll be out of Europe,
Yeah.
which would be great.
Yeah,
I'm petty. This is the year of the pettiness for me.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
exactly.
Hell
If we
yeah.
win, we get Europa.
Rat beef.
You got to play for that.
Bandito, do you feel like there's still a lot to play for? I mean, this could really. You know how we took the joy out of ruined Pep's year? Not Pep, but Klopp's.
Yep.
I feel like this will hurt Pep. And I'm all about people hurting right now.
Same.
How do you feel, Bandito, about this game? Going into the expectations. Tell me what you think about Casemiro. I just hit you with a lot.
Yeah, there was about 7 questions there. And I think you answered them all yourself. But FA Cup is massive. I mean, for any supporter of an English team, it's a massive thing. So to go out, you don't have to worry about, Pep doesn't have to worry about final the following week. So he's going to put his strongest team. United. The question is, can Varane play potentially 120 minutes? Do you need Casemiro to be your backup center back?
Well, you did play Evans
at about 70 minutes, So there's a lot of questions there. Ten Hag was asked about, having to finally have the luxury of making the decision on who to start because you finally getting some people into fitness. So yeah, you've got nothing to hold back. So I don't know. I don't know if you yank Amrabat and then keep Casemiro as center back. Maybe that's an option. I just don't want to see Eriksen near this game.
Yeah.
You remember last season, it was like playing a man down. Exactly. He couldn't get near anybody. So yeah, I'm not too confident going in. We're obviously the upsetters, right? So another good question is, where are City vulnerable? And that's the space in behind their left and right back. So if we know that Kyle Walker is rapid and he has the recovery speed and he's got the size and physicality to kind of bully someone like Garnacho, but he's met, by Marcus Rashford, equal on those kind of metrics, right? The speed and physicality.
Do you play Rashford this game?
I think I do. I would, if I was the boss, I would play Rashford this game. He loves the goal against City. His skill set and what he brings, his pace and his wiry physicality is, running in these channels. That's what City's going to leave behind as they bring their right and left back forward. So I think that plays well to him. And, Garnacho has been, left or right. He can play on either side. So that's what I would do.
Jeez.
Bandito talking about Rashford. Is he going to run on Sunday? He has been trotting in the last couple of games.
I feel like this is going to be a pissed off Rashford.
Is he coming to show up? And is he going to actually run for us on Sunday?
But this is the thing
that poses the question. So does he start him then? Because kind of what you're saying,
going to start him.
He's going to have to start then, right?
I think you should start him. Technically, he's one of your best players, and start your best team.
But you posed a good question about it. What type of Rashford are we getting?
Yeah, is he actually?
It's not totally about the start. I think he needs to be active with his substitutions too. He's needing to recognize that if Rashford's having a stinker early, get him out.
And this one you get, is it 5? The FA Cup final?
So
Forgive
You
me
do.
for my ignorance.
Yeah.
You get 5 subs, and you get to substitute on 3 different occasions.
And the big question now, and I know some of y'all gonna think this is the obvious answer: Garnacho or Ahmad?
I think it's. I think you kind of said it. It's obvious, right?
Is it?
I mean, to me, it is Garnacho. And you bring Ahmad off the bench, the first one off the bench, right? As a winger.
put it this way. As a rational coach, coaching ball,
Yeah.
if I'm not starting Ahmad, it's because I'm going Garnacho Rashford. To your point, if Rashford's having that early stinker, me as a coach would be like, yo, Ahmad, warm up. That boy asleep out here. Like, come on, like, let's go.
Yank
Like, don't wait. Don't let us suffer 60 minutes of watching that fool trot around and like not track back. Like, so
And that goes
what
to
is
the
Ten Hag gonna do?
yeah.
What is Ten Hag gonna do? Because
He needs to be substitution heavy.
That's my first sub right there. If Rashford tripping, it's like Ahmad, let's go. You on guard.
Yeah, Ahmad offers you a lot of control. So, and he's kind of like what we wish Sancho was. He cuts in, but he uses both feet, and he likes to create for other players. Whereas Marcus and Garnacho are both head down. It's me and this defender, and then that's it, right? They don't really create for others.
No.
So it's good to have a player like Ahmad who can create for others.
Yeah, he can give you a change up.
Maybe you get a more pissed off Rashford if he comes off the bench and you don't.
That's not a bad show.
Go Ahmad and Garnacho.
Rashford's having a rough day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a rough day because he got left out the Euros, right?
Yep.
I felt like the media was making more about that than
I think United fans.
They always do.
Yeah.
I feel like they were looking for a reaction from us, and we were like, "No, we don't deserve it."
It's like he stinks. He shouldn't be there.
I think we're being
shouldn't be there.
surprisingly we're
whatever.
being very realistic about it. Like he should not be there.
Luke Shaw, man. Now let me ask you a question, gentlemen. Luke Shaw hasn't played for us, but he's going to go play in Euros. How do you feel about that, Bandito? And I've made the comment today, and someone told me
I don't care about England.
Right, and I understand where you're coming from with that, but my whole thing is you're not healthy for us.
Exactly.
That kind of trips me out. Like, how is it that you have not been fit for us this whole time, but yet you're gonna be on the list to the Euros? The Euros, they're supposed to be the top
and
players.
my man is injury prone. He don't need to be playing no ball outside of us right now.
Like, how is it that you are not playing with us, but you're out? Yeah.
Southgate is on dope, I think.
Right, I almost feel like Shaw should not be there for the same reason as Rashford. It's just like, yo, you haven't been playing. We haven't seen you. No.
Exactly.
Like, no, I have people.
So I'm really concerned about that because all we need is for Shaw to get injured, another setback, and then he doesn't come to like week 6.
Nah, don't trip. Ineos replacing him. Ineos getting some depth for him. Don't even trip. He could get injured.
But someone has to want to buy injury dudes.
Yeah.
Oh,
was this like
but
this is like an audition?
This is why everybody's saying that we still gonna do the show when the season's over because we're gonna be talking about transfer shit, and it's not gonna make sense to you because there's some players that we are gonna have to take losses for them to leave.
Yep.
And Rashford's one, Shaw's one, and I think that's basically Anthony.
Okay, so
does Anthony play in the FA Cup?
Yeah, given all this said, we're talking about these guys.
Sub if necessary. Like I'll take his energy and his defensive energy if we need him as a sub.
Wow, we must be really up or down for Anthony to get subbed in.
Yeah, I'm subbing him before I put freaking Ericsson in.
Ericsson, he's dead food out here. I feel bad for Ericsson. That's why we really need to be on site for Andy Carroll.
So now that you mentioned all this, what's your starting lineup then, Casey? This Sunday.
Oh, mine? I'm gonna go nostalgic. I'm gonna go with Delo.
To right or left?
I'm keeping Aaron Wan-Bissaka where he's comfortable.
So on the right.
On the right.
Okay.
Delo, my big dog Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for Ron. It's his last game.
Yep.
I don't think he's gonna play no more football because he's talking about he don't do no more headers for concussions reasons. So why are you gonna do it?
I'm banking on him to win us the cup, straight up.
I want that class player in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your back four.
Yeah, midfield is so sticky. I'm gonna go with Casper. I'm gonna sit down and look him in his eye and be like, "Listen to me. Don't slide tackle nobody." And
That's the first thing he's gonna do.
Don't do it. Just talk to Kobe and be there and get the ball and don't long ball it. Boom. Kobe, Bruno. I did like Bruno in that false nine thing because it makes him think differently, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to do that. And I know he's going to go with Rashford. Well, I would go with Rashford, Rasmus, and Ahmad.
All right. So not Garnacho.
I got
Garnacho's impactful off the bench. We've seen it.
Yeah.
So I'll go next since my lineup is almost exactly identical as yours. The only difference is I would have Ahmad on the bench and I'll have Garnacho starting off on the right. And first sub off, just like he mentioned, if I see Rashford out there not just trying, get him out, put him on.
You might want to watch Casemiro early too.
So my only change is Rashford's not started. I'm going Garnacho.
Wow, you mean enough.
I'm going Garnacho.
You mean Ross Club.
Yo, that's what the Blood Clot Club need. some ruthlessness.
Just youth up front. That's good.
Straight up. It's like we banking on the future anyway. Let's go. Ahmad and Garnacho. Rasmus. Let's go.
I'm not mad at that.
All right. You Bandito?
One more thing. Varane and Casemiro to literally come together and just be like, yo, Real Madrid Magic won last time.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I feel that.
One last ride.
Right.
Let's get this trophy.
I feel it.
Out. Both of us.
I like what you just said. You know?
Yeah, because that's pride on the line. Come on. That's like you guys
Yeah.
won things at Real.
Yeah.
I like what you said. You know.
Mhm.
Them two that come together and just be like, everybody fall in line. This is what the fuck we doing.
I feel what you just said.
Slap a pep.
Especially because this is like, you can say like their last ride at being at the very top,
It is
playing
their
and
last
performing.
ride.
Yes.
This is it.
This is
It's Michael Jackson. This is it.
Yup.
I like what you just said. You know.
Yeah.
You pumped me up.
He pumped Casey up right now. So
I got you, dog.
damn.
Thank you. I'm late now.
You my dog and everything, but I am gonna jack you for a lot of your gear. That's a Cantona shirt. What's happening over there? I am about.
Oh, this is from the lovely people at Red Devil Threads.
It's all right. We'll take him in the alley. We'll take him in the alley after the show.
I wish y'all try to take me in the alley. It's a different scene there. Buckle to head. And I keep something in the car. Hey! Sam.
This is getting away from us. This is Bandito.
Bandito. I don't know if you want
What's
to
your
put a
lineup?
lineup in. You know, he's so, you know what I love about Bandito? He's so calm and calculated. Inside, I'm like you know how the swan's paddling underneath the water? I'm going insane inside. I'm just joking. Go ahead, Bandito.
paddling in a circle.
I'm just gonna mix it up just to be different. I say Johnny Evans and Butcher, and then I put Amrabat at the 6. Then I got Casemiro. He can come in either as center back, he can come in as the 6. And then do I bring on an impact player, right? Who said it? We need an impact player. Is that going to be a Garnacho? Is that going to be Rasmus Højlund as an impact player? I think I put Amrabat, Menu, of course Bruno. I think Rashford and Garnacho, and then Rasmus up top.
That's wicked. I like that. I actually like that because Johnny Evans, one thing he's going to do, he's going to be a veteran. He's not going to make big mistakes. He's not going to be out of position.
Yeah.
Then you can bring more guys, fresher like a fresher Varane off the bench might be decent late. A fresh Casemiro might be decent late. A fresh Ahmad. You said Garnacho and
Garnacho.
Yeah.
Even Rashford, when he comes in as a sub, he score when he comes in as a sub instead of as a starter.
Yeah, he's got something about him as an impact player, the same way Garnacho. This is how we should be using Garnacho, right? As an impact player, not a 40 game 19-year-old. So, and I like the way Amrabat gets around the pitch.
Me too.
Off the ball, because we're gonna need a lot of that.
I know I talked about Amrabat's performance. I didn't like it, but one thing he did, and I kept saying to everybody, see what he did right there? He got the ball, turned around and then passed it forward. I said, Scotty ain't never going to do that.
Yeah.
Casemiro will get it and kick it long immediately, but let's not get into that.
Only thing I would say about him, sometimes he just doesn't have that awareness. Like he's lacking a little too long on the ball, and then against City, these guys are just gonna come after you. They're gonna
you can't get caught on the ball with
especially with the City team.
Well,
right.
let's be a little bit more nostalgic. The 99 came out on that Amazon Prime. I watched everything.
3 episodes so far.
3.
Okay.
It's like it's good to see the behind the scenes and how it's different now. It's different. Boy, it was different back then. But when guys they wanted to win, when there was a unit and guys were there for each other, it just felt like a real locker room. And I don't feel like this locker room is that. But I'm enjoying it. I know, Bandito, you want to talk about it a little bit. We'll let you get into it because you understand the team way better.
Yeah, I'm old. That's what you're saying.
I'm old too, though. But I got caught up in the Yankee ball thing.
Man,
I was into the American football thing for years. So my college experience was when let me see the Man United scored. I had to go to the paper and check the score in the back because we didn't have it televised, or someone had bootleg BBC, one of my local things. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
So, real quick, just indulge me before we get into 99 because we want to end on good vibes, right?
Okay, vibes.
So I want to talk about really quickly something that happened in Lancashire. That's the county that Manchester is in, and that is the Adidas Special 10-year anniversary. If you don't know what the Special line is, it's all of that.
All that back there.
All that behind you.
So Special is curated by Gary Aspen, who's from Blackburn in Lancashire. So let me read what he wrote about it. He said the Special line is apparel, trainers, and accessories that celebrates Adidas legacy and designed for today. Inspired from the 70s, inspired from the 60s, 70s, and 80s football culture and terrace culture. It includes trainers, runners, for-purpose winter shoes, jackets and parkas, and of course the all-important weekender away bags. So that's something that you'll see. This is for football lads and football lasses. I don't want to leave out the ladies. This is really, very smart, quality made Adidas line. Comes out twice a year and sells out. When it first started, it was very difficult to get your hands on if you're in the States. It's becoming more and more popular as the casual culture gets more and more popular in the U.S. So at the party, there's an exhibition, but there was the unveiling party. I had a couple friends that were there, and they were telling me Manny from Stone Roses was DJing.
Wow.
Rowetta from Happy Mondays. If you're into grime, Goldie was there. Robert Brooks and Sean Ryder from Happy Mondays with his band Black Grape performed. All big Reds, and so it was good time celebrating football culture. This is kind of like football counterculture. This is like people who wear shirts and tops and scarves, and there's those folks, and then there's the people that kind of wear designer casual wear and that kind of vibe. So this is part of that. So this is part of football culture, something that I'm into, obviously. You'll catch me at the pub with Casey trying to look our smartest and smart trainers and casual wear. A quick reference, if you want to see more about this, go ahead and YouTube Soul Searching. Great video about the Special line and their trip to Argentina. It's in 2 parts. Watch the first part first. That'll make much more sense to you. So that happened over the weekend. The Special line. Moving on.
Any of it.
Moving on. United 99 on Amazon Prime. So it's kind of like bittersweet, right? We're kind of like the Scousers in the 90s. We're nostalgia merchants, right?
I know we used to talk about the Scouts like you're living in the past.
Now we're done.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah.
But
Casey, do you remember where you were in the Champions League final? It was on a Wednesday. Remember, they were in the middle of the week.
where was I? Jesus, dude, I can't remember last week. 99. Where was I? 99. I was in Ohio.
Okay.
Yes, I was. I was in Ohio, and I was finishing up my degree. I was in Court Street, and I remember I watched it with a friend from the Latin club, and it was not in English. That's
Okay.
what I remember.
I went down to a sports bar. They didn't have it on, and they looked for it. They didn't have it. So then I walked up the street to this like that little Mexican dive bar, and they had it on, but they were playing the jukebox. They were playing music. They're like, no, gringo, we're gonna keep the music going, and you can watch it if you want. But yeah, that was me on a Wednesday, like
I actually gave
noontime.
up. I thought it was over. I thought it was over. So that's I'm gonna come clean. I thought it was over.
So yeah, the program is it's pretty good. I binge watched it in one night, and it goes through right, obviously the 3 cups, the 3 trophies, the league, FA Cup, and the Champions League. And it does go through the difficulties that United had, the underachieving in the Champions League. And of course, there were some really great moments that Ryan Giggs' goal in the semifinals against Arsenal. And then, culminating to 10 days and winning 3 trophies in those 10 days. What a time.
Can I ask you did anything surprise you from watching that? I have one thing that surprised me.
Yeah, I didn't know that Sir Alex Ferguson was like, the boss was like,
He's gonna quit.
hey, you're playing the horses too much, like, what's up with you? He's like, oh, fuck you, then I resign.
That too. That was a gangster. That team was more rock and roll than we thought they were.
Oh yeah.
But they pulled it out. They pulled it. What surprised me, this sounds weird, but I didn't know how much Phil Neville cursed.
Oh wow, Mr. F bomb.
F cunt.
Yo.
I was like, wow.
Yo.
I always thought he was like a goody two shoes in a way.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching that, and I hate to say it, that's what I walked away from it. When I saw it, I was like, God damn, that's a lot. Now, watching it though, also, it hurts. Because then you think about what's going on now. And you think about how I don't even think this team likes each other.
Word.
And then you look at them and you just seeing how it was just like, guys went through a lot of things, ups and downs, and the team was there to carry them through. There weren't leaks,
Casey,
shit like that.
Casey, you are not properly nostalgia watching. You're thinking about now, and that's going to ruin it for you.
Oh, no.
You gotta
You're gonna be.
nostalgia.
I was gonna say, boy, you're gonna be that guy that's like, why we like before?
I know.
It's hard, right? It's like,
Damn.
Go back and
You're right.
stay
You're right.
back.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's
You're
just
right.
like, so what was it, about 5 or 6 years ago was Class of 99, that was top notch too. I really enjoyed that as well. And then there was a Fergie one that was really good, right? That was very poignant because he had a serious illness, and that's kind of where they started. Like how close he came to dying. So there's been a number of them, and I'm not really sure how I rate this one, but it does feel good, and just to stay there, and then you can worry about all the crap that's going on now.
That's why I'm not in any relationships because I guess I just harbor on the negative too much. Well, you guys need to get caught. Have you seen it
I
yet?
need to get caught up on that. I just got back and I gotta catch that and binge watch it
I
tonight.
watched the first two.
I watched it at work. It was good. Made work go by through. But then, yeah, I'm not going to talk about what I take because I'm going to go back to what I'm saying. So, before we shut down, are you Eric Ten Hag in?
I'm back in Ineos. I'm whatever Ineos
I like that
wants
answer.
right now. I'm whatever Ineos wants right now. I will end on for the Ten Hag outers. Do you go for De Zerbi or Pochettino?
Don't do that.
Isn't there that rumor that the Zerbi already has like a deal or something? That's why
Don't do that,
that's
Poch,
don't
though.
even
I'm
get that
just
part.
saying,
No.
for the Ten Hag outers, do you go? Who do you want? Do you want
Will
Poch
your
or you
mind
want De
change
Zerbi?
depending on the results of this weekend?
No.
No?
There is a filthy rumor going, and this is the last thing I'll say, that Ineos wants to see how we play. Not if we win or lose, but just how we fight.
I'm with that.
That simple.
I'm with that.
Bandito. Good show. Oh, we got 5 more
We
minutes.
got 5 more minutes.
I'm tripping.
I'm Ten Hag.
Damn, I
Ten
want to
Hag.
talk about 99, but
I'm
I'm
Eric
gonna sound like a
Ten Hag
negative bitch.
Yeah, I'm
in-
down to give him till December.
I'm down to give him.
I'm down to give him till December.
I feel like the players are gonna be out there and go for it because this is just like the last game. There's nothing else to
You
play
would
for.
think, but we've said this about this team a lot. Like, okay, pride is on the line. They should show up, and they do stinkers. But this is something different. This is something where they all can leave the last. Listen, if these guys walk out the door with an FA Cup win over Pep, we'll remember this year. We'll remember this year. We won't be. It won't. It would be. That's the only thing we remember about it.
I mean, we're just fans here speculating, but even just Cheese like trying to amp us up. Wouldn't that you as a player amp you up? Like, dude, this is like the last game. My bitter rivals. I'm gonna go out there.
I think if you put the right mix of guys out there, I like Lissandro Martinez playing because he's the one person who always keeps us G'd up.
Yeah.
And I think that him alone gives us a little edge. I think we're the wild card. City doesn't know what we're going to do because, shit, Bandito don't even know what we're going to do.
Exactly.
But we know what City can do. So we're the wild card. I like to see it. I'm going to go with the 2-1. Us.
Yeah, with it. I like it.
You like it?
I like 2-1.
It's going to be a festive weekend.
I think it's gonna be 3-2. Just kind of rough them up, right? That's why I kind of want Casemiro in there and the Butcher too.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It could really. This year has been such the longest kick in the nuts, and I've been through so much highs and lows. Like
It's taking years off your life, right?
like I've never watched so many tactical films in my life trying to figure out what the hell we're doing, and then I'll go talk to somebody about it, and they'll be like, "We're not trying to do that." I'm like, "I don't get it. I'm confused." I think Bandito don't even want to stand around me around the pub no more because like, what are we
my
doing?
God.
What do you see? And he's just like, Jesus Christ, just give me some time. Bandito, how was my man at 06? The 100 Beach Red showed up down here.
Oh yeah, I ended up not going. So
okay. Any parting words? We got a couple minutes.
yeah, I just hope the boys go out there and play with their heart, leave it all out on the field. I'm going for a 1-1 and United win on penalties.
Oh, that's disgusting.
No, I don't know.
I can't do
Just
penalties.
gut wrenching every moment.
Every moment. Pain.
Germ, how you feel?
Penalties. I'm feeling confident, optimistic. That's just me as a United supporter wanting to support this team through thick and thin. Through, like I said, 3-2 United win, and I'm looking forward to Rasmus putting that game winner.
Have you
For some
guys
reason.
happy with Rasmus this season?
I am.
Okay.
I
How you?
actually am because he didn't get service and he has 16, 19 goals in all competitions.
His last 2 goals he created for himself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there were some stats that showed up that he has gotten like the least amount of service out of all the top.
Yep, exactly.
top
It's
nine.
crazy.
right?
Exactly.
How can you really judge him by that? Like, come on.
But he's like up there with the
Yeah.
other strikers in the league.
His
Jackson
cut-
for
was it-
Chelsea and
Don't
fucking
Jackson's
Nunez
trash.
and-
I don't
I'm
know
just
why
saying,
his name
other
comes up all the
strikers-
time.
He has goals. Just
Jackson
saying.
has goals.
He has goals.
What do you
But
think about?
Rasmus has more than all of them.
What do you call in the match? What'd you say again?
I was agreeing with Jeremy.
It's 3-2. I'm going
Oh,
to.
3-2.
I'm going to 2-1.
2-1. I'm with you. 2-1.
Everybody, C99 is good. Don't talk to me about it because I'm a negative Nancy. Pause. I don't know what that means. Specialized, get that. I've never gotten anything specialized because these motherfuckers buy all this shit up. Between him and Fisher, I can't get anything.
Shout out your gear again.
Lord.
What's that from?
Red Devil Threads. They got some fly gear. I got some stuff coming in the mail. Take care of us. They're a good job. Everybody's
Nice.
been fun. It was a weird week. I felt like we didn't play, but we did. I'm excited about FA Cup. I really am because this is my favorite tournament. I really want us to win this. It's going to be a festive crowd. I know the pub's going to be packed.
We can be
Wherever
there.
you're watching now, shout out to Mikey in Atlanta, my man Sean in Pittsburgh. Beto, I don't know, he's probably lifting weights somewhere. It's
Up the
Manchester
Reds.
United. This is
fucking
it.
Reds,
This is our whole
Reds,
season.
tag
We're gonna make
with
Pep-
a big hole in it. Then to be a
City
City
fan.
fan.
All
Later,
together
Bandito.
now. Everybody have a good evening. Be safe. All the gal them, I'm coming. Peace. Pause. Streets. One love. Up the fucking Reds.
You are listening to Those Casual Reds with Casey Gayle, Jeremy Sanchez, and Mikey Douglas, only on LA Talk Radio.